My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on ethical hacking. This is lecture number 49. In this lecture, we will try to understand port scanning using Nmap. We will try to understand how different port scanning options can be actually mounted or can be used when you are using the Nmap tool. So the title of this lecture is Port Scanning using Nmap. In this lecture, we will try to understand about some specific kinds of scanning options that are supported by Nmap. They are TCP Connect, TCP Connect Scan, TCP Syn Scan, TCP Stealth Scan, and FTP Bounce Scan. So here we are trying to see how we can do port scanning using Nmap tool. Port scanning means, what is port scanning? When you have a machine, that means any computer, there will be several ports. Port number is a 16-bit number. Now you are trying to identify which ports are open. Open means what? Which services are running, which actually means that some application is listening on that port, which means if you send a request over a particular port number, there is a back end application which is connected to that particular port. So as we are discussing each running TCP or UDP services associated with port number, and in TCP the service listens for port number, but in UDP there is no question of listening because there is no concept of connection in UDP. Now as we are discussing, there are various port scanning techniques in Nmap. They are TCP Connect Scan, TCP Syn Scan, TCP Stealth Scan, FTP Bounce Scan. Looking at these four one by one, let us look at TCP Connect Scan. Conceptually, TCP Connect Scan is very simple. If you look at this diagram on the right top, how TCP connection establishment takes place. There is a three-way handshake. The client sends TCP packet with the SYN bit set. Server sends back SYN and ACK both bit set. And finally, client sends ACK bit set. And then both the sides know that the connection has been established. There are three message exchanges. Now, TCP Connect Scan means that you are utilizing the basic TCP connection establishment mechanism using this three-way handshake. That means you see the client. Client is the scanner here. Scanner is like the client, and you have the target, and you are doing three-way handshake. And if you find the three-way handshake is successful, then you will conclude that the corresponding port is open because you are connecting to TCP over particular port number. If the connection is successful, you will know that port is open. What is successful means what? This client is sending SYN packet, and your server target machine is sending SYN ACK. Again, scanner is sending ACK packet to the target, isn't it? If the connection is successful, you will know that the port is open. But if you see that you are sending a request SYN, but from target you get back something called RST ACK. If you get back something like RST ACK bit set, that means connection establishment is not possible. That port or the application is not running right now. This will mean that the port is closed. That's what it says. That first case is related to this one is port is open, this one is related to port is closed. It means that is TCP Connect Scan. So this is normal TCP connection establishment that is attempted. If successful, you say that target is alive. If you get back RST or ACK message, you will say that it is closed. It is not alive and the particular port is closed. Next one is TCP Syn Scan. It is similar to TCP connection establishment. Here again, you are looking three-way handshake for TCP connection establishment. Here what you are saying is that we are not establishing the complete connection, rather we are satisfied with half open connection because the objective is to do a port scanning. We are not interested in establishing the connection. In normal condition, what will happen? The scanner or the client will be sending a SYN packet. That is first step, isn't it? Client or scanner will send SYN packet. That is the first step of connection establishment with the target. If the port is open, it will send back SYN ACK. This is second step. It will send back SYN ACK. That is the second step. Now for a connection establishment, the client is supposed to send back ACK. This is third step. But here, as we are discussing, it is not actually try to establish connection. So it will send back a reset, which means it is resetting the connection. What does it mean? Just see what's happening here. First, client will send SYN packet, your target will SYN ACK, and your client will send RST. RST means what? It is resetting the connection. So no need to establish the connection, but I have verified that the port is open because SYN ACK has been received. It concludes that port was open, but if you does not, what does it mean? If you does not get back SYN ACK, like in the previous case, it gets back RST ACK, it declares that port is closed. It is simple and straightforward. Just go through this lecture. In our next lecture, we will try to demonstrate this concept. Thank you very much.